All right, sorry about that. I just wanted to check and make sure the audio was actually working. It is, looks like it is, so we are good to go. All right, so restart. We're going to start off coloring in Christmas Fantasy, adult color by number with a black background by color Questopia. I've not colored in this yet. We will get rid of the festive garland for now, so I have plenty of room. Let me grab a quick drink. All right. So I'm just going to use my Spreey Markers. This is just really low key. Like I was saying in the previous attempt. Um, I know a lot of us aren't doing the big family get togethers this year, and you might be having a pretty quiet Christmas Eve, but you kind of want to be around people, I guess. Um, so I figured this might be a good opportunity to do that. All right, we are going to zoom in, and there we go. All right, so let me figure out what color I'm using. 41 is light blue. That should be pretty easy. 67. This color I tend to use a lot. So I'm using the Spreey. See, this is a nighttime sky. This always throws me off because they want to use like lighter blues for a nighttime sky, and I'm not a fan. So this is like light blue and sky blue, it looks like. So we are going to switch that up to like maybe a dark blue and a navy blue. So that would be, I think, 62 and 64 will work. Again, this is the Spreey marker set. So, all right, we got 62. Let's just start off with 62 and we'll get that one going. Hi, Loretta. Hey, girl. Did you get what you needed to get before all the snow hit? All right, let's see here. So we got 41s and 40s. So if we're going with the navy blue, we want to do that with the 41s. So we'll just do that. But yeah, no, we're going to change it up. Like I said, if it's a nighttime sky, which it looks like it is with the moon, I mean, yeah, I guess it's a fantasy book. It could theoretically be light blue. Oh boy. I don't know if y'all can hear Maggie or Magellan, but yes, ma'am, you are still the wench with the blue wrench. if you would like to not be the wench with the blue wrench, you let me know. I think once I make somebody a moderator, they stay a moderator unless I turn that setting off. So you just let me know if you don't want that kind of responsibility tonight. Hopefully not that I think we'll need it. And we will change that up. So oh, I am so sorry. Well, I knew Loretta is a fellow Tennessean, and but she is over in the they tend to get more snow where she's at than I get, and she shared a picture earlier today, and I saw they were already starting to get some snow, and I knew she was wanting to get out before all that hit, as I would do. So, oh, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, that is good to hear. I'm glad she was. I'm glad she was able to do that. So, but yeah, we do not, as far as I can tell, have any snow yet. We've had a couple. I live about an hour north of Nashville, for those of you that don't know. And We've had some spitting snowflakes today, but I have not seen any actual snow on the ground. So hopefully, maybe it'll happen tonight and we'll wake up and it'll be like a light dusting. Um, People out around, so Loretta's probably getting more than I'm getting. Well, Loretta, maybe she was in the Christmas spirit. That was her one non bah humbug moment. So, well, regardless, I am glad you were able to get what you needed to. So, oh wow, yeah, 2 inches of snow. When it's like covering the grass around here is where people really start panicking. So, though where I live, I'm kind of up on a ridge area where Nashville and the surrounding area is more of a lower altitude, I guess. It's not that different, but it's just enough to where, like, if it does snow tonight, we might get a fair amount of grass covered, and they may hardly get anything like half an hour away from us. So, well, good gracious. Well, I'm glad you were able to get what you needed to. So hopefully, I mean, don't get me wrong, lots of snow is pretty, but it is not. Oh goodness. Yep. You you'd be lucky if it isn't ass deep in the morning, Loretta. That's how it operates around here. They pretty much go, "Hey, there's a chance for snow," and then they kind of, to me, they should just shrug into the camera and be like, "I don't know. There's a chance there might be snow." And I mean, really and truly, then at that point, it's either a couple little spits of snow or we're up in over our knees. I mean, it's just I hardly pay attention anymore. I just basically look and it's like, okay, conditions are favorable for snow. So I just plan accordingly at that point and let it be. So I mean, so I did note and I didn't get a chance to put it in the description. Hi Ren, welcome. I haven't put it in the description yet, but I did try to note it in where I announced this live stream. So this might be a little PG-13. I generally later in the evening I tend to lose my filter a little, and and in the chat we all tend to get a little loose and fancy free, and things might get a little spicy. So if you know if a little bit of salty language offends you, I'm sorry. I will try to figure out a live stream, during the day where it's a little, I guess, more G rated. But I'm just putting that out there tonight. So not going to apologize for it, just gonna give you the disclaimer, and you do you, fam, is what I'm saying. So I may say that a few times for people that come in and out, but for the most part, y'all get the idea. So, Merry Christmas, Ren. Oh.
The National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement.
So I don't know if y'all heard that, but my phone just dinged. I do have a weather alert thing on my phone. And it just told me the thing that annoys me so bad about it is everything is a special weather statement around here. Because where I live, yeah, a spicy? No, not at all. Not at night. No. There's a reason why I call my nighttime live streams after dark live streams, because they can get a little silly. So yeah, no, I have a storm shield alert thing on my phone, and where I live, oh, it's all blue. Look at that. Hang on. I don't know if you guys can see. We've got little bits of blue. And those of y'all that are up north are like, psh, that's nothing. Light snow accumulation north of I-40, which is where I'm at. Well, no, not everyone's seeing snow accumulate. Some half-inch of snow, some roads are slick. Basically, it doesn't look like we're getting much snow here. Loretta's getting all the Tennessee snow. So, congratulations, Loretta. You're getting all the Tennessee snow. I'm not getting any, it looks like. But no, it's saying like our lows and wind chills. Well, our wind chills are going to be in like the single digits tomorrow morning and Saturday morning. And while, again, that may not be a big deal in some parts of the country, around here, that can be a concern because we're just not used to it. We've had some winters where we'll have single digit temperatures during the night, you know, maybe 5 to 7 days out of the year. I think there was one a couple of years ago, like it was almost 2 weeks of like single digit lows, and that was even before you counted in wind chill. But most winters we just get like a handful of days like that. So and a lot of people, you know, like I said, since a lot of people aren't used to that, they put those kinds of warnings out to make sure people, you know, set up warm places for any outdoor pets, bring them in if they can, you know, things like that. So the not my cats, I showed my video the other day. I have a it's called a kitty tube, I think. And it is an insulated cat house that I have filled with straw. Worst case, if they have nowhere to go, they do have that place. But what's funny is I've never seen Wesley or any of the others use it. So, and Wesley's been around for a while, so I try not to worry too much about him. I think he has a good place to go, but it's there if they need it. So he may also be really slick and get in and out of that thing before I notice he's done it. So I do have these microwavable warming discs. And when I finish up the live stream tonight, I might warm up one of those discs and go out and stick it in there. At the very least, it will warm the possum's butt that ultimately takes up residence in there. Oh, yeah. Hi, Cindy. Merry Christmas. Welcome. So glad you can make it. And Loretta's absolutely right. You see the memes all the time about, you know, people in the South freaking out when there is just a little bit of snow on the ground, and it is the absolute truth. And you'd think they would learn by now because we've had enough fairly significant winters. You'd think these people would have learned by now how to do it, but lo and behold, every time never fails. All right, where is my 64 marker? There it is. All right. So, yep. Now, hopefully once this dries, it looks like it's not too different from the other color, but on my sheet it looks like it is. So, like I said, I've diverted from the light sky blue and light blue colors, and we're going with darker blues because that's a moon. That's no moon. That's a moon. And, you know, my nighttime sky, even in my fantasy world, is not going to be bright blue. So we're going to just darken it up. And I picked Christmas Fantasy with a black background by color Questopia. We're doing the one with the dragon just because I wanted to do something a little different. And he looks rather festive and snazzy in his cap. Yeah, Loretta, I heard you talking, or I'd seen you talking about that. The only downside to that is, they might they might be getting the heat and you might not be. So I kind of hate that for you. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe it is warm enough for you, right? Like I don't have to drive out there across Tennessee to make sure you are warm tonight, do I? Cuz um I can drag you back here. You might have to share some space with the cats. I don't know if they'll like the other cats coming along, but anyway, so yeah, the not my cats outside should be all right. They have options. I always make sure there are options out there, even if they're not using them, they're there. And like I said, at the very least, maybe I'm keeping some possum warm. I don't think I see any raccoons around here. It's just all possums. Oh my gosh, speaking of possums, I saw y'all the biggest possum I've ever seen in my life the other day. It might have been the same day I did the clips where I went out to feed Wesley. And that sucker ambled up to that food bowl. Of course, they show up and eat, cat food too. Can't really control that. I am telling y'all that possum had to be 30 pounds. It was the size of like one of those really long type watermelons. Like, I mean, that's pretty much what it looked like. It was a watermelon sized possum. But a little bit denser. I mean, I've never seen such a big possum in my life. Either that possum was about to really birth some babies, or um, he needs to find some possum Weight Watchers because bless his heart, that was that was a very large possum, and it just shocked me. I was like, oh my gosh. Which hell, he's probably big from eating all the damn cat food that's out there. The cats take out a good bit of it, but I'm sure he probably shows up and cleans out the leftovers. Whatever. I don't think he can. I'll be honest. I don't think he can get into the cat tube. I don't think the opening is big enough for him. Bless his heart. I think if he tried to get in there, he wouldn't be able to fit. Or she, if she's, I guess, if she is with baby possum. Hi Danielle, welcome. Happy Christmas Eve to you too. Oh, well, Loretta, that don't sound good. And the thought of something growling back there, that sounds a little unnerving, especially if it's not a cat. Have y'all seen? I've shared it before on my Facebook, but have y'all seen the meme with like the cougar, and it says if if was it you're cold, they're cold, be sure to bring them inside or something like that. Like maybe that's what it is. Maybe like a cougar or mountain lions decided, hey, you're those cats inside have it awful good. Maybe I should maybe I should come in. Oh my gosh. Yeah, speaking and speaking of growling. So I have I yep, I love that one. It's so funny. I don't think there's actually that. I think it's a Lens Crafters commercial. You were talking about raccoons, and there's the one where the lady's on the porch and she's like calling for her cat, and I can't think of his name, but like this raccoon just ambles up to her, and she's like, "Do you want to come in for snuggles?" And the raccoon just wanders right in after her, and I love that commercial. I mean, if I ever had a vision, if I ever had a vision of what my future is gonna be, we talk on here all the time about how bad my eyesight is already. I'm gonna be that woman. Well, maybe not. I never let my cats outside, and maybe that's a good thing at this point because if I did, I would be her, and I'd wind up with a raccoon in my house or a possum, possibly. Um, so, oh yeah, I like this a lot better than I would have the brighter blue. So yeah, I am. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you all the growling story. So uh I if you've been watching the channel at all, you know, like they are building a house on the street across from me, and they've been working on it all year. What is this supposed to be? Oh my gosh, speaking of bad eyesight, does that say 39? Why would that be blue? No. We're gonna color that like a cream color. Do not care tonight. I'm just like, whatever. No, we're coloring it a cream color. We're going to use warm gray 0.5, which actually works really good as like kind of like a, if I need a cream for like a skin tone or a bone color, the warm gray 0.5 in the Spreey Markers is a really good one. I've used that a few times and I really like it. I should have pulled all these out before I started the live stream. There it is. Swatch combos that are supposed to be metallics. Is it like metallic markers or paints or... There we go. All right, so let's see. We've got the whole tree showing 24 and 24. Oh my gosh. Color Questopia has way too many. They went from, I think a decent amount of colors to like 50 colors. And it just gets a little difficult to figure it out when I'm on here. Let's see. 46, I think would work. Yeah, let's go with 46 or something a little darker maybe. 46. Let's go with 55. I think 55 will work okay. Or 54. I see 54. Oh, they're supposed to look like they're metallics. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's so what's everybody up to right now? We are we coloring? Are we just laughing at my full self? Do I want to stack these different colors? I kind of do. Like, do this and then 52 is a little darker. We'll do this and 52. I'm just completely ignoring what the book's telling me tonight. I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, I've been seeing your drawings, Loretta. I am really digging those. Y'all, Loretta is an awesome artist. She posts, she does color, but she does post a lot of her drawings and stuff on Instagram. So I do want to give a shout out to her. I see those, and for a moment I'm like, hey, I kind of want to draw too, and then I'm like, no, I really don't. I'll live vicariously through everybody else right now. Maybe one of these days I'll get in the mood for it. So yeah, I'm just gonna layer this lighter, this kind of just green, and then I guess this dark green. So, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of, maybe you're coloring, maybe you're just listening to my full self. It is whatever you like to do. Just have me in the background as background noise. That works too. That's I was gonna say that's how my husband typically operates, I think. So sometimes my husband's actually in there playing Magic the gathering online. So if you hear him every now and then, he is probably making some sort of commentary about who he's playing against, and hopefully you don't hear, like, screaming and just absolute anger and despondence. But if you hear something in the background every now and then, that's not a cat, that is probably him. So hi Sam, welcome. Every time I see your channel name, it throws me off. I'm still not used to it, and then I'm like, oh wait, I know who that is. Hi Debbie, welcome. Yeah, I don't do a ton of live streams. I really should, because I always have fun with them. But the way my life's been, I guess we could say that for everybody in 2020. If I do live streams, it's just been very last minute. I guess that would be a good goal for next year, wouldn't it? To actually do more live streams and try to at least do like maybe one a month or something. But we all know how I either go all in with nice, pretty plans, and I'll hold on to it for a week or two, and then they all shatter, and it all goes awry. So maybe just once a month is a good goal. It's not a lot, so it's not putting a lot of pressure on me. Merry Christmas. No, what are you apologizing about? I love your channel name. I love it. It's just one of those things. Oh, Loretta, you're fine. We are doing just by fine. Just by fine. I have not drank a drop of anything other than cherry Coke Zero tonight. Thank y'all. There's no rum in there. But it sure sounds like I have. Yeah, no, I love your new channel name. It's just something I gotta get used to. Like when I changed mine, it was the same way. So, hi, Mom. Merry Christmas to you too. For those of you that are wondering. Oh, okay, very cool. So yeah, and just as a quick update for anybody, it's popped up in here. We are doing Christmas Fantasy by Color Questopia. I am coloring this handsome dragon dude because dragons get to have Christmas too. At least I think they should. Though, what do you get a dragon for Christmas? I mean, it is kind of a lot of pressure, I would imagine, because they could easily breathe fire and kill you if you don't get them the one thing they want. No, wait, we're gonna do this darker one. So I guess you just get them gold and jewels. I mean, I don't think dragons would like Amazon gift cards, so though I don't know. I mean, maybe dragons are now more into the technology these days. Y'all are like, what the heck? Oh no. Hi Kim, welcome. Merry Christmas everybody. If you don't celebrate Christmas, of course, happy holidays. And Kim, of course, you are still in the mod status because I guess YouTube keeps you as a mod forever once I make you a mod, unless you decide you don't want that. You don't want that kind of power. And if you decide you don't, you just let me know. Things have been pretty quiet in here so far, so I don't think y'all will have too much going on tonight. Sure. Okay. So what's really funny is I haven't even started. So I warned everybody in my disclaimer that there might be spirits involved tonight. And there are indeed. I have It's a barefoot wine. Okay, so if you're a wine snob, I'm sorry. There's not going to be any wine snobbery in here tonight. It is a barefoot wine. Wait, which one's the darker one? Yeah, okay, I'm right. It's barefoot wine, fruit scotto. It's like an apple flavor. I have never had it. I normally get like the pink Moscato or the red Moscato. And I saw this one and I picked it up, and it's actually a little bit sweeter than the pink Moscato, which I'm totally cool with, but it's not as sugary as like Arbor Mist, which if you're not familiar with is definitely, it's like a Boone's Farm kind of wine. There's probably more sugar than actual wine in that thing, but it is delicious. Kim, I'm glad you're doing great. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Like I said, this was just a last minute genius idea. I don't know if genius is the right word, but everybody seems to be enjoying themselves. Um, just, I know this year's a little weird, and even other years, a lot of us just tend to have quieter Christmases. And, sometimes you just want to have a little bit of fun. And so I thought it would be nice to just do kind of a low key color and chat tonight, which I'll let you guys kind of pick which one you preferred. And it seemed like tonight was definitely the winner. So I am glad. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying yourselves. Where are we at here? So I will probably go until 11 Eastern. So that'll be roughly an hour and 20 minutes from now. We'll do another hour and 20 minutes. I'm just putting the cap early because if I don't, I will stay in here till that'll be 10 my time. I'll stay in here till midnight and then I will never go to sleep. So, and I would like to get some sleep tonight. That would probably be nice. As you can tell, my husband and I, again, we don't have a lot of big Christmas type traditions. A lot of our stuff is planned for tomorrow, and he is enjoying himself playing Magic tonight. So I figured he's doing that. So I will come in here and live stream. Well, like I said, Loretta, I would really like to be able to do more next year. Oh, I have not shared with you guys the best news. So, okay. Yeah, because I wanted to wait before I said this to see it, if anybody was going to come online. So greatest news. I mentioned it, I think, briefly in one or two of my recent videos. I hadn't talked about it much because I usually keep like my family's business on the down low because we're unlike me who blabs everything about myself on the internet. My family tends to be kind of private, so I don't like sharing a lot of what's going on. And hang on. Now I'm getting crazy with my hands. Look out. I need the markers in my hands so I'm not flailing around. And of course, if I don't get right in front of the camera, you're not going to see me flailing around. You're just staring at a picture. Okay. So I've talked a lot about my mom's surgery and all that stuff that happened back around March and April. I did mention recently that one of the big things that happened with my dad, the last time my mom had to go to the hospital, she went in on Friday, and on that Monday, his company laid him off. And she was still in the hospital. It was due to COVID. They were already starting to cut costs back then, and he got laid off because it was really he had went from being a contractor for a few years to going full time with the company. Of course, not going to name the company, but he had went full time with the company in January, and switching over to their insurance, they finally approved my mom's surgery. So she managed to get that done. And then, like I said, I guess because he was technically last hired, he was first out the door. So they laid him off, and it was pretty devastating. Um, if you can imagine, that was a really rough time. Again, didn't go into a lot of detail at the time, just because when my dad had to drop my mom off at the ER that Friday night, he couldn't go in with her because of restrictions due to COVID. And like it took him an hour just to be able to leave the parking lot. And it was a really rough time for all of them. And he has not been able to get something ever since. He worked for 35 plus years at a company, local company, and he was hoping they would stay open long enough to for him to make it to retirement. But unfortunately, they just closed the plant. It was part of the printing industry, and print really took a hit when the internet started becoming a thing. And he does supervising like maintenance planning, safety, things like that. He was a supervisor manager during that time. Then this happened, and he had interviewed with two very good, well-known companies, got to the final round of interviews and was in final consideration for jobs with both of them, and it just never played out. Like he would get passed over for each one. And so he interviewed with another company just a couple weeks ago. I tried to stay real quiet about it because I didn't want to jinx him, because I feel like I'm very unlucky. So I tried to act casual about it. He got a call today and accepted the job. That he starts the second week of January. It is another well-known company. I'm not going to say the name, but he will be planning maintenance and working with like over 60 maintenance techs at a new facility that they are working on. It's not going to be ready until the middle of the year, but of course he's already coming on board because they're going to need to get that stuff in place before everything gets started. So huge news. He was having trouble finding something because he's probably, I would say, mid-level type supervisor management, and he was having a lot of trouble finding something with that. And insurance was a big concern because of my mom's health issues. She just had her birthday yesterday and she just turned 64. She doesn't qualify for Medicare. I think it's the right one. Medicare until next year, until she's 65. And so since May, they've been having to do COBRA coverage just to ensure that her and my dad have adequate health care. And he's got another he turned 60 this year. I think his is 67. So he's got like another 7 years, I think. So worst case, we were trying to figure out how to make sure that they had the full COBRA coverage for the full 18 months, which would have got her to 65, but obviously that would have been a problem. So most awesome Christmas present. Yes. That was probably the best Christmas present we could have gotten in our family. So, man, I'm about to start tearing up. And it was tough on my dad. My dad's always been a very hard worker. He's always been very good at what he does, very thorough, very organized, and through no fault of his own, he's just had it's been hard for him to settle somewhere. And this place he was at where he got laid off, he really felt good there, and he felt like he had found, a place to stay. And unfortunately, he was just that really, it was a big shot to his confidence, especially when, he was making it to these final rounds for these these jobs that he was well qualified for, and then they'd pass him over. And, who knows why, right? Companies all have their different reasons. But it was a big shot to his confidence, and you hate seeing that in your parent, especially when you look up to them and you know that they deserve that job. And it's not, you're not used to seeing, when you're used to having a parent that's really confident like that, throughout your life, it's hard to see them take such a hit in their confidence. And so I was so proud of him for getting that. And I know he is happy, and he gets to, chill out with. And one of the good things is he's had time to spend with my mom, which is really awesome, since her surgery, since that last time she had to go to the hospital in May, when they finally just said, okay, we're taking you off all the blood thinners now. We're not even keeping you on Plavix. We're just going to put you on baby aspirin. She has been doing great. Hasn't had a single issue. All her numbers are going back up. Her blood work looks the best it has since before she started the blood thinners, which was 2 or 3 years ago. But her and my dad have got to spend a lot of time together. My dad's been doing some stuff around the house. They were, obviously they couldn't go. My parents aren't big going out socializing people anyway, but because of everything going on, obviously my mom is not going in anywhere, and we've been super careful with her. Let's see, the stars are 2. It just says golden. Okie dokie. Um, we'll go with 37. The Spreey Markers actually have a really pretty, I've noticed this in the color counts books. The Spreey Markers have some really nice kind of golden yellows. I've always thought they have. They're yellows that I tend to have trouble finding in other sets. So we're going to go with one of those, actually. But they've gotten to spend time together. They've went out, but they've done it like they've gone and had like picnics at different parks through the year and stuff. So where they're, safely away from everybody, but they're able to spend time together. And my dad, again, has worked really hard, and with mom being sick so much over the last few years, they just hadn't had a lot of time, I guess, to just spend together, and they're both well. And so I tell myself that, this is all going to work out for the best. I know it's hard to see. Trust me. I know. But like I said, Dad told me that this evening, and I was so happy for him. So, all right, we got the background here. Looks like a violet. Let's see, soft violet. Is that it? 36 and 33. 36 is soft violet, 33 is medium purple. All right, 75 and 83. Yeah, why not? 75 and 83. We are not going to overthink this one tonight. So, all right. Peppermint mocha latte. How much caffeine does a latte have in it? Oh, never mind. You are a night owl, and I'm kind of jealous of that. So, all right. I've been sitting here babbling this whole time, and this wine's just been sitting here. It is really good. Like I said, it is barefoot fruit scotto apple flavor. And like I said, this was the first time I had seen it, but it's not like I hit up the liquor store shelves every week seeing what new stuff's out there. So this is actually the first time I've probably drank any wine in months easily. So much so that when I went, I kind of went crazy, and I got like some of that. I got some of the Arbor Mist Blackberry because, yeah, it's not really it's more sugar than wine, but heck, I like it. There's also this I think it's like Parrots Bay or something. It's like a banana rum cream. Now that stuff has a little bit more of a kick to it. And I did get that. Most of that was just to stock up though. I wasn't planning on like drinking it all tonight because if I got through half that bottle of wine, I would just fall asleep on this live stream and then, I'd wake up and nobody would be here. And like it would be a runtime of about 7 hours. And I'd be like, uh-oh, YouTube's not gonna like this. No, hopefully my husband would be a little concerned. I may have to go back through there. I think it's supposed to be like a little road or something. Oh, whatever. There we go. I fixed it. Yeah, Loretta, that's kind of me. Like, I guess the stuff that's really considered like actually considered wine probably is just too strong. Like it's not it I don't know. I've never found a expensive official wine that I like. I tend to be a cheap date, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. And this one's not bad. The fruit Moscato, like it has a little bit more sweetness to it than the pink Moscato that I normally get, which I'm cool with, but it's not as overly sweet as like the real, like like I said, your Arbor Mist or your Boone's Farm. It's not as sweet as those, so I don't feel like I'm consuming, a whole ton of sugar with it. And the apple taste is really light, so but I was just like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it'll probably take me a year to get through all this stuff I got. I actually got some apple flavored whiskey too, and we are not doing that tonight because again, I would doze off in the middle of this. Probably y'all would laugh your butts off, but Boone's Farm. Jeez. I haven't really found a difference. I think I tend to like the white wines probably more than like your red wines, like your darker wines. I tend to lean more towards those. Well, I say that, but I like the blackberry stuff. And when I say I'm a wine drinker, like I tried to be I try to be very coherent of the fact that I am a lightweight, and so I just put a little bit. And see, I don't even have official wine glass. I'm just using a regular glass. So that right there tells you all you need to know about how often I drink wine. But when I went to fill up the glass though before the call, I was like, I started to fill it up just like I would fill it up if it was a Sprite Zero. And I was like, "Whoa, sister, let's just start off with a little bit so you don't look like you don't look like a lush on the camera." And let's pace ourselves here, dear. Um, I don't know. Here in a little bit, I might get just a little bit of the banana rum cream, and I can show you guys that stuff. Now, that like I said, that stuff's got some rum in it, and it is sweet, but it's like banana pudding with rum in it. And I love it. Which I like Bailey's too. Um I have had a few moments in my life where I've had to sneak Bailey's into a morning cup of coffee just to survive the day. Oh my gosh. I have a fond fond memory of when that happened. It was at my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law's wedding, and it was not because of my brother and sister-in-law. We're just gonna leave it at that. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I bet, Sam. I bet they enjoy their spirits very much so. Green apple crown royal. I have never tried that. That sounds really good. Huh. Now I'm gonna have to start a list. Of course, like I said, the rate I go with I now, in my college days, it used to be a bit of a thing, just that, I guess, kind of typical college experience. My first husband actually drank some, and I remember I started off with Zimas, y'all. For the Zimas, I think they made a small comeback here about a year or two ago, but I don't think they even exist anymore. But like Zimas were what I started with. And like a Jolly Rancher in the bottom of the Zima bottle was like the thing, right? I think those were a step up from like nothing. Like they were probably a step up from non-alcoholic beer. I mean, I cannot drink beer. I can't. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to figure out the rating on this video. um I don't know if I can rate it as mature. I think I might have to. I probably am not gonna be able to monetize it, but that's okay. But I cannot drink beer. Can't stand the smell of it. And people take that as a personal challenge. Hi Haley, welcome. No girl, you are fine. We are probably about halfway through. My plan is to stop here in about an hour. If we finish our dragon beforehand, I'll just switch to something else. But that's the plan. We'll see. I did get all the cats fed and everything before I started this tonight, so that's probably why they're not crawling all over me right now. But welcome, Haley. To anybody I've not said it to, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. If you are not much on celebrating Christmas, we're coloring out a Christmas Fantasy by Color Questopia. We're going a little slow, which I tend to do in my live streams. I almost always pick color by numbers, and we tend to go pretty slow on them because I am not a multitasker, so I can't do a lot of I don't do a lot of fancy stuff usually anyway, but I definitely can't do any fancy stuff while I'm on here chatting with you guys, because then I miss all the fun stuff. So yes, now wine coolers, yep. Sam, I think you're a little bit younger than I am, so that's probably why Zima's quickly fell out of favor, I believe. I'm talking like the oh boy. 2001 maybe, somewhere in there. That's kind of where I'm thinking in my head on that one. So I only drank them for a little bit, and then I don't know what happened to them after that. I guess they kind of fell out of favor pretty quickly there for a while. Now Cindy is talking about wine coolers now. Like I told y'all, I am a cheap date. I am a simple soul when it comes to spirits and I guess booze. And I'm a simple soul. And sometimes just some little wine coolers, or the Mike's hard lemonade. It's like a raspberry lemonade or something. Those are really good. I like those too. But again, they're like more sugar than anything. So I'm making an attempt. Anyway, okay. So enough talk about all that, I guess. Some of y'all are like, oh Lord. Oh. Favorite markers, Sam? The Sprees. Honestly. I love their points are so small that like I can easily get in like these little small nooks and crannies with them. And then the chisel is such a sharp edge on it. that I can color easily with these in large areas without getting too crazily messy with them. So in all honesty, I absolutely adore my sprees. Um, I told myself I wasn't going to get that 128 set until I burned through more of my smaller set, but yeah, that changed very quickly. All right, we've got army green on the dragon. Oh boy, is that my other set? My other set's right here. Hang on, my other set. Oh my gosh. No, I had the smaller set. They're similar to Cali Arts. I just started seeing them out this year. I think I saw them on Ann's channel, and then I got the smaller set, which is 80, and just really like them. Here is so I got the 128 sets, their big set, and this is the color chart I have of them. The highlighted numbers are actually in their smaller set too. So um I they seem to last a long time for me. I use them for a lot of color by numbers, and I've gotten a lot of mileage out of these without them running dry. So I like them quite a bit. They do, like I said, have a lot of golden yellows that I like. You don't see these as much in other marker sets. Their skin tones, their lighter skin tones are okay. Um, their greens are pretty good. The purples are kind of all over the place, and they got a fair amount of browns, and then a lot of grays in their bigger set, but that's not unusual. For they do have fluorescence, which I've used, and they're really nice. I like them. So unpack. No problem, Sam. I am yeah. These are I like the Cali Arts okay. I love using like if I'm coloring at my desk, I might grab my Artezas or my Prismas more. But really and truly, if I'm sitting and coloring and I'm not using like my Bics and my, you know, just my random markers to burn up, I really just like the Sprees. I don't know. I even did there was a picture I did with in Costume Cats that had the marker, the Sprees underneath, and then over top I did pencil. And I loved how that turned out. So they do really good with a pencil over the top too. So, and I am not gonna be able to find that anytime soon. So we're just gonna, yeah, y'all be sitting here staring at an empty screen. Anyway, I have a video on it, and I know it's on Instagram. So it was I called her Madam Kitty because she was a pretty fancy cat. The swatch charts I'm using are from Jennifer Stay. I just print them out on the printer, and I use like a heavier cardstock. I don't know. I think these used to be free at one point, and that's the reason I have them. I still have them saved. So those tend to be the ones I use for my markers. For my pencils, I use the Jade Summer set of swatch charts. But with my markers, I tend to use those. So, oh, I'm just sitting here. Oh, thanks, Sam. I feel pretty messy with markers. Um, happy holidays to you as well, Uthman. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name right. Yeah, the was it like one of those small little book size swatch charts, Haley? Because the Sprees came with those, but with my eyesight, I couldn't use them. Yes, I got it right. Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible with pronouncing stuff. So But Haley, did it come with a bigger swatch, or was it like a smaller little book, like smaller set that kind of yeah, that kind of fit in the marker case? My brain is just not going right now. Couple of sips. Look, for what I started with, I have hardly gotten like half of it. And see, this is why I didn't go too crazy with them. But thank you, Sam. I sometimes get frustrated with my markers because I'm not very careful with them, and so they tend to bleed on me a lot. And I have to use like gel pens and stuff to kind of cover up my boo boos. But I'm just not I don't know. I can have patience sometimes, but a lot of times I just don't have the patience to like just barely. This book seems to be fine. You see, I'm going right up to the edge with these markers, and maybe it's probably because of the black lines. Honestly, that's probably what's saving my butt here. But like with the Christmas cats picture I'm doing, I was getting kind of frustrated because the blending I was doing, I was having some bleed, and it all turned out. I'm posting the final bit of that tomorrow. It all turned out just fine, like it always does. But it just, yeah, I'm not as careful as I should be with my markers when I'm coloring right up to the edges on pictures. But, at the end of the day, it's really not noticeable at the most of the time. And if it's bothering me that bad, then a lot of times I can end up figuring out a way to cover it up. uh, oh, you bum. What are you doing? Get out of here. I'm not talking to anybody but Mr. Brent C., which, by the way, is my husband. If y'all are wondering who in the world that is. So I thought he was playing Magic, but I guess he thought he'd be nice and come by and see. I will check that out, Othman. Thank you. So, yeah, I haven't heard you screaming one way or another in there, so I can't tell if you're winning or losing. Well, you're not losing because I definitely would hear you if you've been losing your games. So I'm assuming things are going well. So I think I mentioned earlier, for those of y'all that don't know, he is in the living room playing Magic right now online. And he's like me when I play games. I like to talk myself up sometimes. So I assume it's going well because I'm not hearing screams of dismay. Oh, so I was gonna tell you guys a story. Um Very cool, very cool. Which game is it next? We both play computer games, and but he is a lot more reliable. He's a lot more consistent with his games than I am. I'll play for a while and then I'll get kind of bored and quit for a little bit, and then he has like maintenance activities he checks in for every day, and he has like 3 or 4 games now that are like that. So I didn't know if he was playing something else. What's the matter, Leroy? He's out here staring out the window. It's that dog. It's that dog. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, hopefully you're not hearing like some kind of weird echo or anything right now. So, but no, I got to tell you guys about Leroy. So, let's see, 34. What is that noise? Sorry. Was trying to figure out if Cat was getting into something. No, didn't look like it. They're really confused. Oh wow, really? Really, Sam? I did not know that. Oh boy, y'all want to talk about yeah, now see Brent's a wow fan. He had to apparently he had to quit it cold turkey because it was taking up so much of his life. That was before I came along. I tried to play it a little bit and I liked it okay. It just I mean, I still have I guess I could just start subscribing to it again at any point, but I don't know, it just didn't grab me like other games have. Oh, Oreo, don't you dare. Oreo's up here now. He's trying to kick me out of my own live stream. Sam, The Sims was all I played for like 10 years. I mean, I was playing it when they came out with the very first one, what, like in 2000 or something. I played that game and nothing else for like 10 years. And I still have it. It just doesn't hold me like it used to. I guess after 10 years, I played all I could play out of it. And it's not like there's been any real new introductions since then. I do every now and then go back into it and get, nostalgia for it. But yeah, I definitely got my money's worth out of it. That's for sure. That's Haley. My husband got me Animal Crossing for. I'm just sitting here talking to y'all, and y'all are like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you coloring?" This is why I don't do anything complicated. And here comes Oreo. He heard I was going to do something. Well, while you're sitting here, I'm going to pick out this next color. Y'all can see Oreo's dandruff. Hi. You've already eaten tonight. Why are you up in my business? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They when they come out with like the Sims 2 and Sims 3, good lord, Oreo. Well, I guess y'all can look at his dandruffy butt for a minute. Sims 2 and Sims 3, they like came out with at least different additions to the game. And then Sims 4, they just kind of, I hate to say it, they just kind of phoned it in, right? Like you said, they just made the graphics a little nicer. Okay, off you go. He's had his food. I don't know what his deal is. But yeah, they've just kind of phoned it in with this last version of it. And so I don't know, maybe that's why it finally fell out of favor, just because, like I said, they hadn't really introduced anything super new to it in a long time. So I don't know, maybe it is probably seen its heyday, but games have a way of coming back, so who knows. Yeah, well, he's just on the other side of the desk. I really should go back and play my Sims 3. I haven't done that in a long time. Dang it, Sam. But Haley, that was kind of what happened with my husband got me Animal Crossing. That was like my Christmas gift, and he got it for me early. And I'm telling you, that's all I did for like 6 or 7 days, was just Animal Crossing. And I do the same thing. I will put hours and hours into a game, and then I will put it down and walk away. And the problem with that in a lot of games is then when you come back to it, you're like, what am I doing? Where am I? What's going on? Like, at least at this point in time in my life, I forget everything of what I was doing. Is this all 34? Okay. So we don't have to be super careful here. But yeah, I will just completely forget everything. That's another reason why I don't play my computer games as much, is just sometimes coming back, I either just have to start over from scratch, or it gets so overwhelming trying to remember everything that I'm like, it's not even worth putting any more time into this. I'm overwhelmed. This is not enjoyable. So, I actually do need to play some of my Animal Crossing probably this weekend. So, oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. Oh my gosh, Haley. So yeah, that I'm gonna have to do that too. That's oh my gosh. So I guess that's what I'll be doing after I get off the live stream is quickly checking Animal Crossing and seeing what's going on for Christmas Eve. I did. I've been getting on there once or twice a week, basically, to try to um just check in and like when the seasons changed and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. So it I don't play a lot of games on the Switch, but I tell y'all, I really love that game. I really do. It I was I had a rough couple weeks there at Thanksgiving, and that game really helped me get through them. And Brent is probably sick to death of the music from those game from that game. But oh my gosh. Yes, I'll have to check that out as well. See, like, I've had 2 weeks off of work, y'all, and I'm what, coming up on my first week of being off, and it has went by so fast. I mean, I don't know why everything got real busy. I'm at home. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, oh yeah, I just heard today. Unfortunately, if you haven't watched any of my videos, I think since like Saturday, my vet's office has had to temporarily close. They have they have been really careful, but some of the employees have COVID now, and they don't have enough employees with having to quarantine everybody. They don't have enough employees to keep the place staffed. So they were hoping to just close this week. Well, I saw today where it is spreading amongst their staff, and so at this point, they're not gonna open back up till after the start of the year. So it is really unfortunate. The Tanuki, I don't trust. Who does? Who does? But so I am. Needless to say, I'm very worried. I don't know exactly who is sick, and I mean, but I don't know. Whoever's there, I just really hope it's mild. Who has it? Hopefully, it doesn't spread any further. Looks like he's got some orange. Um, but so yeah, I'm kind of worried about them. I hope everything goes okay and it just doesn't get serious. So my vet's office with all these cats is pretty much like my second family, y'all. So I do worry about them quite a bit. They did really good. They went to curbside service where um they would come out and get your pet, take them in for their appointment, and they weren't letting people come in. They started that like right back at the end of March, beginning of April, and with that, and I guess some of the other measures where they were taking, they held out until now. But I mean, your employees, they have families, they have kids, and it's such a thing right now that it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when, and they held out for a lot longer than some other places. So hopefully things will work out. I am a little concerned because the gabapentin that I get for both Oreo and Maggie for different things, of course, is going to run out for both of them at the start of next week. So I did try to email them. Hopefully they will see it, and hopefully we can figure something out to where, that doesn't become a problem. Let's pretend I'm not at the pet store that often. Yeah, I know, right? You think my vet's office would have my debit card information memorized by now. They just be like, "Yeah, okay, whatever. We got it. Don't you're good to go." I keep asking them when they're gonna put in the cat wing dedicated to me and my husband because it is they are our cats at this point. I keep asking them about it. They haven't committed to it yet, but at some point I imagine it's going to happen. Um oh my gosh. And Chewy, man, we don't have so my town's really small, so we don't have like a local pet store. The closest pet store is well, if you yeah, you can't really count Tractor Supply, but the closest pet store is a little pet store probably about 35, 40 minutes away. And they have some stuff, but they don't have a ton. So right there is why I have to order a lot of my stuff online because we have a lot of prescription food. We get Dr. Elsie's litter, which is it's a more expensive litter, but it's less dusty, and can't find that around here. And now I'm starting to get some of their meds online too. So that's kind of what I'm hoping we can work around with their meds is that maybe I can order them through their online store. If they can just authorize it, then it can get shipped out and no worries there. So that's kind of what I'm hoping we can do. So Hero is 100%, 110% mine. Well, Loretta, I one of the things I it's not even really spoiling them much anymore. They're all so much older. This is, we're converting into a cat senior living center right here. I mean, that realistically, that's what's happening because other than Leroy, I think the youngest it might be 12. And so then we have them ranging from 12 to 16, and so that's 7 of them. So, they are just it's this is one of the reasons why I knew this was gonna happen when, obviously I kept collecting cats. When they were younger, it wasn't as much of an issue, but obviously I knew as they got older, health issues would be, a big thing amongst a lot of them. I just didn't anticipate like it all happening at once with like 3 of them at a time or something. So, but when they're that close in age, I guess that's what happens. Yeah, it is. It is a cat. Oh, well, and one thing I would not recommend to anyone, by the way, if you are ordering, well, pretty much anything online, I do remember years ago when I had first started taking like Ambien and stuff. One night, I had the genius idea after I'd taken my Ambien for some reason to get on Amazon and order some cat food or something. And I ordered an insane amount of cat toys. Like, I got next day and I was like, no, no, I did not. But of course, by that point, they had done shipped out. So, yeah, I learned my lesson on that one a long time ago. Any purchases like that are made during the day. They did get some toys this year. You'll see them tomorrow. In tomorrow's video, I got some clips today. They really like the Yow catnip bananas. Either they'll roll around and play with them, or they'll just sit there and lick them and rub them. Either way, they all seem to like them. So, I got them some of those. I got a little pop up kind of cave playpen that I thought Leroy might like, and so far I've not seen him get in it. I've seen Winry, I've seen Maggie, but I've not seen him get into it yet. They have a whole box of toys in there, and most of them are to the point where they'll play with laser lights or they'll play with a wand toy, but most of your regular cat toys, other than Leroy and Sid's little puff balls, they just nah. Yeah, they'd rather sleep. They're set in their ways. The banana. Oh my gosh. Cat. Cat. Yeah, I guess Leroy is mine. Sorry, y'all. I about had a Christmas disaster. Leroy decided he was going to jump on. You're going to see my lamp get moved. Leroy decided he's going to jump on top of my desk, and there's a lamp up there. And every time he normally can't jump to it from that direction, but he decided he was going to tonight. And every time he gets up there, he knocks the lamp off. So I had to move the lamp so he wouldn't knock it off. Yes, I see you got up there. He almost didn't. I don't know if y'all heard the scrabbling, but he was frantically scrabbling at the side, and his fat behind almost didn't make it up there. So, oh yeah. So Leroy, the other morning I was talking about him acting off because, like today, I couldn't leave the window access to the porch open. I had to just open the door every now and then and let him go out there because it was so cold. And I thought maybe he was kind of depressed because he doesn't necessarily want to be out there. He just likes the option of having having the window open. Obviously, on 30-degree days, I can't do that. And I thought that was what was causing him the problem. Well, a couple mornings ago, yeah, I figured you heard it. He is he is a chunky boy, and he is very klutzy. Um, his full name is Leroy Jenkins, and if you know the reference to that, you will understand that his name is actually very appropriate. Because that's pretty much what he just did to my desk. He Leroy Jenkins my desk, and he would have banged off of it and probably fell, and then he would have just went right on his merry way, like, okay, whatever. I didn't want to be up there anyway. Um, but no, the other morning, I opened the door crack to normally in the mornings, him and Big Ear will want to go out there and check and just make sure nothing has went wrong, in the night. And I will crack the door open for a few minutes to let them do that. And yes, that was his name. That's his namesake, Kaylee. Very much so. I had a not my cat a few years back. I actually called him Flearoy Jenkins, which would have been Leroy's name had I not already named a cat that. And he was black and white, and he was cute, but I wasn't going to be able to bring him in, which it turned out that was probably for the best because unfortunately he was feline leukemia and FIV positive. He got really sick. I had taken him into the vet and we tested him, figured that out, and just unfortunately I made the decision, he was getting weak and it would have been dangerous for him to be outside, and he couldn't be around my cats with that. So I do miss him. He was a sweet little guy. But Leroy started showing up about the time Flearoy was here. And of course, he was also black and white. They have to have come from similar backgrounds. So I named him Leroy. And so, yeah, would have been Flearoy, but I didn't feel right using that name again. So, but, so yeah, the other morning, night, Sam. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas morning. Hopefully, and I know you said you had cookies for Santa, so you get some rest and you take care, girl. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm so glad to see you. But so I opened the door. This does not have a number on it, so we're just gonna say it's dark green. So I'd open the door a crack so he could go on the porch and make sure nothing had changed while I was getting their breakfast together. And so I go to get their breakfast together, and he comes in there and gets up on the table, but he keeps craning his neck towards the sorry, I'm sitting here trying to look at a number. He keeps craning his neck towards the front of the house where the door was open, and I was like, "What is wrong with you? Did you see something?" Since my neighbor rehomed his dogs, we don't have an issue with dogs running around anymore right now. So I was like, there's not any dogs out there. What's going on, bud? And he just kept kind of freaking out and craning his neck and couldn't figure out what was going on, and he wouldn't eat. He was so stressed out, which trust me is a big thing when he doesn't eat. Um so I was like, okay, and eventually he calmed down enough and ate, but I looked outside and I could not figure out what his deal was. Well, tonight I had the door shut, of course, and he's the window access to the porch is right beside my desk. So he was sitting here on this little cat thing next to my desk, and he was just staring outside in the pitch dark, right? Like, just, I was like, what are you seeing? Like, I don't understand why you're just staring. And I started hearing a growl, and I thought it might be Maggie growling at Leroy or something, just to be obnoxious. And then I was like, where's that growling coming from? I realized it was coming from Leroy. And he's staring outside and he's growling. I'm like, dude, what is your malfunction? What is out there? Because that Leroy doesn't growl very much, and just growl for no reason whatsoever like that. And so I hang on again, thinking about, let's go with 32. So I was like, what the heck, dude? And this was probably about 7:30. It's about half an hour before I started live streaming. And I go outside, and where they've been building that new house on the next street over, I can see where they've built like a small back deck. It's so crazy. I can't even understand how they got the permit. Like, they fit this gigantic 2-story house and wedged it into this small little space. And I don't even know how they had enough land for it. Their backyard, they're like diagonal on the land, and it's just really weird. But anyway, there was a dog on that back deck. I guess whoever had built it had moved in. And let's see, lemon yellow for the eye. We'll just grab a random yellow. And I guess they were letting their dog kind of go in and out of the screen. They have a sliding door back there. They were letting him go in and out on there, and he could see the dog all the way from sitting here. And I mean, it's not a huge distance, it's a pretty decent distance. Like, I'm shocked he could even see that far. And he's growling at that dog. And I was like, dude. And he's just looking at me, and I'm like, I can't fix that. I can't walk over there and knock on the door and be like, "Hey, no, you can't let your dog out on the deck. It's upsetting my cat. I'm sorry." And so I went to feed them, and he didn't half want to eat again. And I don't know, y'all. He's gonna have to learn. He's gonna have to learn to like it or lump it. I can't, I can't make him not have a dog. So, all right. So this is beige down here for the ground. And then we have 47 and 48, which are gray for rocks. What color is a rabbit? I think the rabbit's just white. I don't see a number on it. All right. So I don't want to go with just beige. I'd like to go with something a little darker. We'll go with the 103. But yeah, I was just like, dude, you need to chill. And I didn't think cats had that great eyesight, but yeah, it is if something is upset that cat so bad that he's not eating, I mean, it's pretty surprising. Y'all should have seen the day they do something called mule days here in town, and a lot of people will get their horses and mules and hitch them to like little open carriages and stuff. This is usually in like September, and they'll bring him down the road, right? Well, our road is really close to downtown, so a lot of them end up coming through here. Boy, those days those horses come through. My gosh, that poor little booger. There's growling. There's all kinds of like scoping with his head back and forth. He's weaving it back and forth like a snake. And I mean, Our yard's a fair distance from the road, so it's not like he's right up on them or anything, but it's just he's so bizarrely scared of things. I don't know. I mean, I guess dogs make sense, but yeah, hi. They used to have like where they would do an actual parade and stuff. My poor town, my community, like it tries, but a lot of times it just isn't very consistent. Like, um, we had some people that were really trying because it's a small town, and we've had the few local places that were bigger employers have closed since the early 2000s, and so we've struggled some, as all small towns kind of are right now. And a lot of people are, keep trying to revitalize stuff. Like they'll try to have mule days where they used to do like a parade with them. They have them now. They just use the facility we have for like I guess like auctions and stuff like that. And that's, I mean, but they'll still bring them through town and stuff every year, and that's a lot of fun to see. My cats don't agree, but they do not like horses. None of them do. It is, but it is really funny to see him growl, y'all. I just like just real deep growl too, not just a, oh, this cat happened to get in my way, so I'm gonna squall and act like I'm gonna beat him up. This is a deep, I am scared growl, and bless his heart. I mean, I hate to laugh at the cat, because you got to feel bad for him, but I mean, like I said, that dog is easily a couple hundred yards away, and if farther off, probably, because I'm a terrible judge of distance. Behind a screen porch, behind a closed window, but he don't see that. So I don't know. We hadn't been giving him his amitriptyline, and he's managed really well. I did give him a little bit of CBD oil tonight because I was hoping that would help kind of chill him out a little bit. I hate to see him nervous, but it's hard to feel bad for him when he's like, trying to leap up on my desk and knock everything off on the top of my head. Which I guess if Brent heard a big crash and I suddenly stopped talking, then he would definitely come check on me. But the colored pencil sets and stuff I have up there probably would knock me. I do not want to go to the ER right now either. Nope, 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 nope. I would be like, put an ice pack on my head. We'll try to make sure I stay awake, so in case I have a concussion, and I will just walk it off. Thank you. I am good on that. And he's still up there. Well, buddy, if that makes you happy and that calms you down a little bit. So I guess the other morning they must have had that dog out on the deck again. That must have been what threw him off, because that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, the kitty tube that I was talking about earlier. The only cat I've seen use it is in fact Leroy. When he came in, he will be, I think, 3 or 4 this next year. I can't remember. He's been in the house 2 years, I think. And or he will be in the house 2 years as of February. Gosh, it feels like it's longer than that. And when he was out there in January and February, he would use the kitty tube now. I would put one of those little warming discs out there, and he had like a little blanket and everything in there, and I made sure to check it that it wouldn't get like wet, because you're really not supposed to use blankets like that. You're supposed to use like straw, not hay, straw, because it dries and it doesn't get wet and soaked like with a bunch of snow and ice and stuff. But I always check to make sure his stuff was dry. And he's the only one I ever saw use it. But at least he was out there on single digit nights, and I had to It took a little bit to convince my husband to let me bring him in. So, but I saw that it actually worked well for him. So, I know that it can keep any of them warm out there that need it. So, oh my gosh. Does Monster like to does Monster tend to like the acrobatics, Loretta? Is uh oh, no, it's a she. Okay. So does she tend to jump up on stuff she's not supposed to be up on, and does she enjoy leaping off of stuff? Leroy's really good at that too, so I was just curious. Sometimes I think they get a thrill out of freaking us out. So, well, y'all have seen. I have video of them. I have video of Leroy. I don't know if y'all have seen him like just take off across the porch and scale one of the wood posts out there. Like he will just climb up the post, like scale it with his claws, and then just hang there. That cat is at least 16 pounds, y'all. He is a big boy. And I am always astounded that he can do that and then just hang there like what? And I don't know. The rest of them are old enough. Scamper will do that now. She's still pretty spry for her age, and she'll leap up on stuff quite a bit too. Her and Sid will. But the rest of them, no, they are pretty good, except for jumping up on my desk. I am surprised at how quiet they've been. Yeah. Well, I was telling you guys, I was looking at Brent's comment. You know, mom broke her shoulder at the start of December last year. And I was sitting there at the beginning of December realizing that. And I was just like, it feels like it has been so much longer than that. It really has. It feels like it's lasted so long. She just gets a wild hair every now and then, Loretta. I guess. Don't you wish you had like a third of their energy? I do. Oh my gosh. I wish I had just a thimbleful of Leroy's energy. Gosh, I could get so much done. It's not even funny. I love to just I would love to see the look on Brent's face if I just hauled off and suddenly just flew across the house. Actually, I'd love to see the look on his face if I tried to crawl on top of the china cabinet. The reaction probably would be, okay, no more wine for you. Off we go. See these nice men in the white coats? Like, can you imagine? Like, I'm trying to scale. Look, I'm a big gal. I got some junk in the trunk, right? So you're imagining this rather chonky, almost 40-year-old woman trying to climb up the side of a china cabinet, and then hissing and meowing angrily. Actually, first I race across the house, then I try to crawl up there. And my husband's trying to coax me down, and I'm like hissing and meowing at him. Yeah, that that actually sounds pretty funny. If I had enough energy, I'd love to do it just to try to throw them off, but that wouldn't work well for my china cabinet, so maybe not such a good idea. Oh my gosh, a hunting dog breed. Are are you able to work with him a lot to get him to, I guess, burn off that kind of energy? My parents, I grew up a lot with the type of working dogs like my dad used to call them Samoyeds, but it's pronounced a different way. It's really pronounced a different way. Those and huskies, I grew up with those, and they're very high energy dogs, and my parents always had plenty of area for them to roam. And I've, once in a blue moon considered the idea. I'll for a moment be like, man, I wish I had a husky, and then I'll see the huskies on Instagram, and I'll go, or YouTube, and I'll go, no, nope, we don't need a husky, we're good, because they're just really high energy dogs, right? And oh, good, yeah. See, I live I have a whole bunch of open space behind me, and I have a big field beside me. So theoretically, I guess if I had a dog that was I would obviously want them well trained. Um, I would have plenty of tress country type land for them to run around on. But the problem is, it's not technically my land. Um, we really only own about 3/4 of an acre right here on this corner lot. We've gotten really lucky. The land behind us is kind of swampy and difficult to build on. And for some reason, they're really holding on to the field beside us. But after seeing that house go up across the street, I'm just waiting for them to sell that field and try to stick about 5 houses in a row on it. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of open area around here. It's just we don't have a lot of land ourselves. So I just it wouldn't be right. I feel like I don't have the energy for a dog with that level of energy, and I would not want definitely don't want to keep a dog like that cooped up in the house all the time, because they can get rather destructive if they don't have adequate ways of burning their energy. So um, that is really cool that you have all that area and that he loves frisbee. I've never been lucky to have a dog that can actually well mannered. Yeah, I've had dogs that like to play fetch. They just don't ever bring it back. They're like, nope, I'm good. This is mine. Sorry for your luck, is basically what they say. So cats don't work well with fetch either. They'll either bring it back when 2 hours after the game's over, or or they'll I don't know what that's really supposed to be. Or they'll just not bring it back at all. So, or they'll bring it back in the middle of the night. A couple of them will do that. I think Felix would fetch back when him or Tiger, when they were really young. They would go get it and bring it back, but they wouldn't bring it back quite all the way. And then they just drop it and stare at me like, okay. Um that's supposed Why is that one ear a light pink? That is so strange. So strange. Okay, 28. I think this is going to be it right here. Oh, no. Yeah, the unfortunately around here is people are just bad about not taking care of their animals, and we have a lot of car chasers around here too, unfortunately, and it is disheartening. I do love dogs. I know I don't give them a whole lot of love on the channel, but I grew up with dogs, and I do love them very much. It's just not real feasible to have a dog around here right now for obvious reasons. I've I've thought about a corgi. I really would like a corgi, but man, they are high energy dogs too, and I'm not in a position right now where I have enough energy to give them plenty of opportunity. And I'm telling y'all, I know if I get a dog, it's going to be a dog that gets chased by the cats in the house. It's not going to be the other way around. The dog's not going to herd the cats. The cats are going to herd the dog, and they're going to corner it. And God, you been in my wine, Brent. He's throwing off puns now. All right, so Leroy, did you actually? Okay, he finally jumped down without destroying anything. he's knocked off this lamp like 20 times. I'm surprised he hadn't broken it yet. Okay, so I think we are done. It snuck up on us. There we go. I don't know why it's so fuzzy. That's a bummer. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what's so fuzzy. But anyway, we're done. Our dragon is looking rather dapper in his Santa hat. Um, I really liked this. I was glad I picked this book. I've not been for the pile, as happens every year. For the amount of Christmas books I have, my Christmas coloring is woefully inadequate. But the good news is a lot of my Christmas books have wintry type pictures. And yes, I guess I could still color Christmas after Christmas. I guess. Jeez. That just anyway. I don't, the funny thing is I don't usually get in a Christmas mood like leading up to Christmas, but like Christmas itself. And like I guess because normally as a kid you get that whole vacation time after Christmas, or at least around here we used to get off like a couple days before Christmas at school, not college, but for high school, and then we'd have the big break after Christmas. And so I guess I don't really get in the Christmas mood until Christmas itself, and then kind of like that whole week after. So I guess I'm starting to get more into a festive mood, which this year's been obviously weird for a lot of reasons. My parents, we were like, you were like, mom's doing great and dad's doing great. We want to keep it that way. We're just going to low key kind of skip Christmas this year. And we're like, so I'm not going over there tomorrow, so I'm kind of bummed about that. And but it's been cool to do this because this is at least gives you a chance to get together with people, even if it's online. It's something, I guess, if that makes any sense. And we're not super traditional type people. We've got some stuff planned tomorrow, just me and him, but we're just hanging here. So yeah, I know mine have been surprisingly quiet too. I guess because they're already fed. And normally this time of night we're on the couch watching TV. This is like our TV time, and this is kind of our, everybody kind of chills out for the day and de-stresses. And so I guess they are used to that. I don't Leroy's in here. He's gonna be looking out this window half the night, y'all. But they have not, other than Oreo, they haven't been on the desk. It's been weird. Um yeah. It's just it's awful because you get, like I said, you see all these books and you're like, oh, that's so pretty. I want that and that, and then you don't end up coloring in as many as you should. And we're not going to talk about the Christmas books that I did. I mean, I got some new books this year, and then I've got books I already had that, I haven't been coloring in either. But I'm going to try to color some more, hopefully, over this next week. And yeah, well, Loretta, mine's going back, especially at the start of the year. The hammer's coming down because I yeah. Well, we all know the story. Sometimes the coloring books themselves are the hobby. And so well, I was sitting here and I was like, why do I have so many books stacked on my desk? And I started to go through them, and part of them were Christmas, but part of them were like non-Christmas books that I want to color in. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot I had that. And like, oh, there's just not enough time, y'all. It's just not enough time. And, you know, well, I was hoping to do them tonight, but it just hasn't been possible. I'm going to have to pick. I think I would like to do a live stream, where I do like giveaways, because Anne at A Colorful Life has done this, where she has like a giveaway stream where she just does the giveaways live rather than trying to do a, keep it up for a week or two and then draw names. I like to do something like that, because I've got a lot of books that would be much better loved in other homes. And like I said, I would have liked to have done it tonight, but it just didn't pan out. So I'm hoping to be able to do that soon, because I haven't done any of that in a long time. So, um, but anyway, so I guess we are going to wrap up. Thank you. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for coming, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas too. Yeah, we're just basically kind of wrapping up here. I'm probably going to end it here in the next, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. We're just kind of looking at our finished picture. Nothing major. I made a few color changes, but again, my live streams, you see how I get off on subjects. It's hard for me to keep my focus, especially if I'm trying to choose colors. So I got to let the thing choose the colors for me. Good night, Cindy. You have a wonderful Christmas too. You too, Haley. Thank you so much for attending. I love everybody's channels, but Haley has been one of my recent well, not recent. I mean, it's been a few months, but Haley's is just awesome. You've got all the reptiles that I'm fascinated with, but I just don't have the ability to do anything myself with them, so I just live vicariously through you. So if you like reptiles, definitely check out Haley. I always enjoy that. Anyway, you guys, I hope tomorrow that, may you have the day that you need for yourself. So if you need a relaxing day, hopefully you have a relaxing day. Hopefully, if you're able to connect with your family over like online or on through phone or something, hopefully, you're able to do that. Hopefully, you're able to spend time with your household. If you are getting out, please be safe. And just, you know, over this next few weeks, hopefully everybody gets a chance to have at least a few days that kind of helps heal us all up a little, because I know we've all had a rough year. So I just wish, that for all of you, and I'm really hoping this next week off too will help kind of heal up some for me too. The news of my dad today was big, and him getting that job offer was tremendous. So that's been a huge relief. But anyway, thanks you guys for joining. If you celebrate Christmas, have a wonderful Christmas. And just like I said, I just whatever kind of day you need, I hope you get it. Thanks for coming, and I will have my Christmas Cats color and chat finale up later tomorrow. Probably just short videos over the weekend, but just as a heads up, so y'all know. But good night, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye for now.